Hi folks, this is Don Meissner with the North Country Fishing Report. Well, I'll tell you, we have everything right now. Everything is opened up and the fishing is phenomenal. I'll give you an example. My buddy down on Cayuga Lake just sent me a picture yesterday. After a big storm that moved through, the water obviously was disturbed, and these great big bullheads that live in that lake move into any little stream that comes into the water there. And he had a picture of these giant bullheads. He had one in a 5-gallon pail that was amazing. It just shows how the number of fish that we have the ability to catch right now that sometimes we don't even think about. Anyway, what I wanted to tell you about, for a lot of you, I talk about trout fishing, and you're not even aware that we have some great trout fishing. And I'm going to go deeper into this with results that I got from our new guide in this area, Aaron Hardy, who is a phenomenal fly tyer and fisherman. But for now, I want to tell you about what I've done, because I know you can do the same thing as me. A month ago, I had gone out and fished fairly heavily, or with a lot of intent, on the St. Regis River to a spot where last year was just phenomenal for me, and I had no luck. I was really concerned with myself. I'm thinking, gee, I'm forgetting how to catch these fish. I used the same techniques as last year. So now this last week, I went to the same area that I'd gone to before, and I wanted to see, are there any trout hanging out in here? And rather than use those same lures that I hadn't been effective with, I put on a little Panther Martin spinner. And I'll tell you more about this in a bit. But anyway, it wasn't my very first cast. I had 3 strikes, and I could see the flash of the fish as they came up to strike. And I'm thinking, holy cow. So I quickly changed colors, and I went back to a spinner that had worked well for me a year ago. And here's what I'm talking about. These are little 1/16th ounce and 1/32nd ounce spinners. The blades are so light and so small. But, these fish are feeding on flies. They're feeding on small things right now. And so anyway, the one that I love is a little one with a red furry treble hook at the end. And here's what I do. I cast sort of upstream a bit. And you want to make sure that spinner is going down and it looks natural, like something the fish would maybe want to eat. It's got to be going through the water, not against the current, but kind of using the current. And I cast it kind of across from me. And by using this tiny of a weight, you really help yourself not be snagging the bottom constantly, because this is what happens with spinners. But I got to tell you, if you would go out right now, and anybody, I don't care if you're a really great fisherman, and tie on a little spinner like this, that seems to be highly effective now with the water temperature going up like it is. I was able to catch trout above 12 inches long, and believe me, there is a lot of other fish in this same water, and I was catching tons of chubs. They'll hit the same lure as the trout will, and you never know, but you can feel instantly as soon as that fish strikes, you know if it's a trout or not. Don't ever underestimate the valor or the power of trout. They are really good fighting fish. And this is something all of you can do. We've got wonderful waters. I went and explored the St. Regis River up the other side of St. Regis Falls just to see. I'd always heard that the Red Tavern Road went by some wonderful water. And I got to tell you, when I discovered this water, it was so beautiful. It's like something you'd see in a book. And it looked more suitable for floating down in a canoe than wading. The riverbanks are really heavily forested, and it would be difficult to try to walk along the bank and fish there. But you really, if you've never been up there, that's a beautiful trout water. And I know my buddy Rust went up there and caught 2 big brook trout a month ago, and he told me about how great the water looked. He was right. So you could discover some of these waters. We got some wonderful trout fishing here. I never realized just how good it was. In going to sports shows in the winter, the one thing people would always ask me, do you have good trout fishing there as well as all this other fishing you're showing? And I've always sort of backed away from that, not thinking that we really did have something so special to offer. And anyway, folks, right now is a wonderful time to fish for trout. The conditions are just about perfect. There's fly hatches that are coming at different times of the day, and these fish are really active because the temperature of the water has gone up to a point where they're really active. Until next time, folks, this is Don Meissner, hoping all of you will get a chance to try our trout fishing this year. Until next time, folks, this is Don Meissner with the North Country Fishing Report.